Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. We're here at the Salad Path in Israel, and here we get to explore what it means to create a green environment in the Negev. Let's take a closer look. Creating a green environment is not easy, and you've done some fantastic things here on the Salad Path. Tell us a little bit about how you got started.
My name is Uri Alon and I'm an agronomist. I came here 25 years ago with my wife Shuli and my kids and start in the Negev, in the desert, Israeli desert, to build our house. It's very hard to grow in the desert because there is not enough water. The ground is very, not have enough nutrient in the ground. But we decide to take this land and from desert to do it a paradise. So with a lot of hard work and a lot of Jewish brain, we change the desert to flowers like you see here, like the sunflower you see behind my head. Flower here in the Negev, in the desert, and we take this flower and export it to Europe. Here in this farm, I want to demonstrate how all the new inventation, all the new development of the Israelis became to be true in the desert.
And you have a lot of different things here. You have flowers, you have carrots, you have pigeons that were used back in the day for sending messages, and you have new ways to grow different vegetables. Tell us a little bit about your process.
Because it's very hard to grow here, we want and try with a new ways to grow in the Negev. So, for example, we later show you strawberries that flying in the air. The idea is to take the strawberry from a land that need a lot of water and a lot of humidity and put it in a coconut shell that we bring from India. We do recycling the ground also. We take the water, special water that we bring from Tel Aviv. It's a sewage water that we change it and clean it and put nutrient inside. And with computers, we check how many nutrients in the ground, and we can grow in this land strawberry that I show you later. We bring carrot from all over the world, carrot from New Zealand, from Netherlands and another place. And you can see, and the visitors can pick by themselves all the vegetables that we can grow here in the Negev.
And you have, I remember picking the carrots from the ground, and
colored carrot.
And they're what?
Colored carrot.
Oh, exactly, colored, exactly.
Not a regular one.
Exactly. How did you get it purple and all these different colors?
Because I'm an agronomist and I travel all over the world, I look for the interesting things, not the regular carrot that you know, the orange one. I look for something interesting. And when a guy from the United States comes to the Negev and take out carrot, I assure it's the first time in his life he take it out from the ground. But when he take and he see the color is different, that he know it's much more adventure. So we want to do it tasty, to taste all the vegetables that you see here, and to bring from all over the world the new development.
And you have a lot of different groups that come in. You have Taglit-Birthright Israel, you have tourists. How many people come and visit you each year?
I'm learning to be a tour guide. And the first things that in the first lesson I get in the course was, if you want to succeed, you need three things. To be on the way to somewhere. Here in the Negev, we are in the end of the world. We are not in the way to anything. But because all this developed, we bring here to the Negev about 26,000 Israelis and visitors that they change the way. They don't go from here to Eilat or to Tel Aviv. They come directly to the Negev. And with this, I believe I succeed to bring a group from United States like Taglit, and came from Russia, Australia, maybe Chinese and India come from all over the world here to the Negev to see the development. So this is what we try, and I'm happy that I succeed.
And Israelis are full of innovation, and clearly you've done so much to foster, the next level of green activities. It's a big push, especially in the United States, to try to create green environments. Where do you see the green environment sort of like going in the future?
I think in the future the green growing will be more up, and when the population in the world go up, the demand for food will be much higher and higher because the amount of the population. So I believe that all the vegetables, all the carrot and all the stuff you see here will be in better price for the farmers, because now in this time it's very hard to grow and to have money from growing in the Negev in this very hard situation. I believe in the nature, the green develop that you will see will be higher, and all the vegetables will be much big demand.
And I spoke a little bit about the pigeons. Talk a little about how you got into that and some of the how does it happen?
Okay, better I bring you one pigeon and show you. In a minute we can go to the cage to see it. The idea of the pigeon came from my aunt. My aunt was a soldier in the communication unit in '48, and when the Negev, this land, was under occupied of the Egyptian, the only way of the kibbutz that stay here to send message to the center of Israel was with the homing pigeon. The message we connect to the leg of the pigeon, and they send the pigeon away, and the pigeon can go 150 kilometers back to the headquarters. So I take the idea from independent war and I show it to the visitor here. And this, I give them a pigeon and they write a note, connect to the leg of the pigeon and send it. It's very good and very big adventure to see how the pigeon came from a long way. I myself participate in a championship in Israel. I'm the number one in Israel in racing pigeon.
Wow.
The first.
I didn't realize it was a sport.
Yes, it's a sport.
Wow.
Now it's sport.
Right.
We take the pigeon about 300 or 400 kilometers away, and the pigeon then arrive in the first time or the short time. No, in the fastest speed became to the champion. I can show you the pigeon, the champion of Israel.
That'd be great. And you mentioned you export flowers all over. How many flowers do you actually export?
We grow a different variety of flowers, like you see here, the sunflower. We have Anthurinium, Ranunculus, and other anemone, and other kind of flowers, about 50 different variety of flowers. We export it to Europe because in the winter in Israel it's not cold. We can grow without heating the greenhouse. Now in the winter in Europe it's very cold, so they need to give a lot of energy to the flower to grow. So we grow in the winter in Israel and export it to Europe. Like I said, about 50 different variety of flowers.
Okay. And where could people learn more about your operation?
I invite them to come. I invite people to work with me to learn how, like I tell you before, we can take this land, the desert land, and change it to a paradise.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So one of the best things about the salad path is you get to try so many different vegetables. And they have numerous vegetables such as hot peppers, they have cucumbers, and some other tasty delights. And we're gonna test out some of the cucumbers because I like a good cucumber.
The cucumbers are especially grown for at this size, and there we go.
Thank you.
And
What about these ones?
and they're very sweet. And I'm going to put one in your mouth. Okay.
That's cool.
There you go.
All right, check it out.
How's that?
Oh, that's good.
It's interesting taste, huh?
That's very sweet.
Very sweet, very almost like, I don't know what the actual taste is, but it's
That's a special cucumber.
like buttery.
And what did you eat?
I have a sweet cucumber and it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah, and yourself?
I have an orange tomato.
Orange tomato.
Yeah. Delish. It's really good, actually.
As you can see, the salad path in Israel is truly a remarkable place to visit while you're in Israel. This is Aaron Herman, and thank you for watching.